Oh, you just clipped it on the end.
That's just
Okay.
clip it on the end.
See, I didn't know if I should clip it on. Watch out, because I don't know if this is gonna mess up your.
Yeah. Yeah. The question is, how do we know?
How do I know?
Who knows right?
Without even falling off.
The storm is over now.
This is a good breakup song.
Shut up.
Have you ever listened to Xavier Omar?
No.
He has good breakup songs too. Hey. Why are we wasting all of this time now? Let me be clear, baby.
I like it. How'd you find this person?
I think Justin posted a song that he's called Blind Man that he had, and I really didn't like that song too much.
But so you listen to the...
But I went and started looking. I don't want it. I don't need it. I can live with it. If this is love, you need to speak to me better. Hey.
Your breakup song, I Don't F With You. Do you think kids should go to therapy?
Of course.
What should be the age?
Whenever you start realizing that they need to go to therapy. Whatever the kid's mental is, you know. I believe that if a kid is in a place where you know they're not mentally capable of dealing with the things around them, or they're hurt, I don't think there should be an age limit on it. I think it doesn't. I think some therapy doesn't even have to be deep. Taking a kid to a painting class and sitting with somebody and talking, you know, going to the park or going to karate, and there's different forms of therapy that kids can have. You know, a lot of times as kids don't have anything to do. You know, in her prime and I'm in my prime. I'm 30, and I felt like at 29. No, I feel like the end of 29 is when my sexual peak was just like, boom.
Really?
We do it and then she leave and I'm like,
Really?
Still gotta get one. It's just
After like mid-30s, early 40s is when it's like, all right, let's get this one off. I hit you up next
week.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday.
2 more days.
Give me about 17 days. And it's crazy, right? Because we haven't lost that. It's just we don't have the time to have relations like we want to no more.
Have heated fellowship, huh?
Yes. We have praise and worship. That's what we call it. We call praise and worship. Let's go have praise and worship, honey. Praise and worship each other's voice.
Yeah.
But I think that's also because for a man, an orgasm pulls so much.
Yes. From
all of your organs and your body, and I never realized that before.
I guess when you're young, you could.
Yeah. I never realized that until somebody told me, like, do you know, like, you shouldn't even jack off that many times in a day because it takes so much for your body to your organs to, because it's trying to recreate all of that.
Yeah, so it makes sense. So when you're older, I guess your body needs to recover. It needs to like.
Is it the same thing for women as well?
For women, no, not for me.
Okay.
Not for this woman. But I can say that I am like, if I don't get it often, I'm good. That's how. Like.
But is it one of those, if you don't get it often, you're good, but once you start getting it, you want it more?
No, not anymore. It used to be when I was not for as recent as like a year or two ago. Like, you know, I wouldn't have it for like, it was like a year or two. And then when I got it, I was like, woo, yes.
Now, was it like I need some more, or was it like I'm satisfied?
For me, it wasn't the act, it was the
Intimacy.
the intimacy, and I was craving that. So I wanted that a lot. So I was like, oh, so if I got to give it up to get the intimacy, so be it. This is what I'm going to do. But now, at 51, I'm like, I'm good. If I get it, great. If I don't, cool. And even if I do get it, once I'm done, I'm done. I don't have to run out here and try to recreate last night.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to do that anymore. Why?
Trying to top the last session.
Yeah.
I think it's all a mental too.
Absolutely.
You have to get to that place because you can get stuck mentally in a place where like I don't know why I don't want it. Why don't I want it? I need to want it.
Right.
I need to keep up.
And you don't.
You need to go with what your body is telling you.
Your body is saying, like, you're good. You're like, okay, I'm good. I love this diner. We gotta go.
Skylar, oh yeah, I've been there. I sat there till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Very good diner.
Yeah. I don't even know what that was. Oh, when we blow up. From High Point to
It's crazy how a song can start in the first 3 little. I was like, I know what this is. It's a good breakup song.
I can't with you. I can't stop myself.
My body's dripping wet. We can do it anywhere.
I'll be right there, probably right around 3. Where you trying to go? Tell me what you want to see. You lit up, girl, you know I'm in the league.
Yeah, like last night. I came home, I was just like, oh, she's not home. And then she was asleep this morning. I was like,
She's asleep.
I'm gonna let you sleep because I know you were tired.
But
you can just turn over a little bit.
That's all I need
No,
you to
stay
do.
asleep. Awesome. I love my wife. I love you, boo boo.
I mean,
Because you do it for me. You do it for me.
how important is that now?
Oh my God, me? With me? You know your godson, right?
She in the top 5.
What?
Right. So.
I'm like, can you stop? We is in Walmart. Stop.
So, knowing that, and I don't know if you know this, but your libido goes down after a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, for men.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
And sometimes you still lose it, even after you use it. You're like,
Yeah. I'm just trying to use it while I got it.
You think she will hang around if you find out that you kind of lost your libido a little bit?
Oh, I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Okay.
If I got to put on a strap on.
I can respect that.
Because I'm going to tear that thing up. I'm a carpet muncher.
Okay. Now, I respect that. Because some men be like, look, I said I don't want none. Leave me alone. Okay. Because if you won't.
What? That's exactly why I don't think that's the most important part of a relationship. But because my nasty level is like, and because my nasty level is on a different level.
Yeah.
You feel me? You have. Thank you, Jesus. I need somebody that want it more than me.
We back on the scene.
We back.
With
like crack.
Gangster. Do you think, Austin, that you should be responsible for your wife's happiness?
No. I think everybody is responsible for their own happiness. I think I could put the cherry on top.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be somebody's whole Sunday.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I should be the sprinkles. I should accent things. No, but I don't think I should be any. I shouldn't be any. Nobody should be anybody's full happiness.
Yeah.
You should be that for all for yourself.
So, but when she does, feel like you're always gone or you're always out with, your family, because most of the time that's what it is, your family.
It's I think it's an adapting thing for both of us because this is my first marriage.
Yeah.
She's been married where it's been all about them. Me, I'm used to being somewhat single. Entanglement with Austin. Entanglement with, whereas I'm able to be with people and then have my own life as well.
Yeah.
Marriage is like, this is our life.
Us.
Ain't nobody else. This is,
Us.
forsake your mama and your father and cling to your wife.
Right.
Where it's your wife forever, right? So I think, it's an adapting for both of us. Compromise, So I'm all about compromise at this moment, at this juncture. I wasn't so willing before, but I'm willing to do give and take,
How do you?
It's more so.
What's the compromising in it?
It's more so. I'm not going to say necessarily helping her find that place, but give and take in the process of her finding that place. Not necessarily saying, well, you need to do this all by yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's too late for that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about finding what works for both of us in the process. We may find something and it doesn't work, but it's all about finding what works. And I think that's the compromise part that I'm willing to give into, is finding the things that work for us.
How can she receive that she has to find her own happiness, though? Some people don't get that. A lot of people don't get that you need to make yourself happy before you come into any union, any relationship, and think that we are going to produce these big rays of sunshine together.
That's something that she has to figure out. That's not a complete answer that I can give for her.
But that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, how can you tell her that? Because again, like, you have to where she receives it and it clicks.
We have this weird thing where I can give great advice, and she'd be like, you okay? And then a stranger off the street come by and tell her, and she's like, babe, I've just figured out rocket science.
Like I just
told you that yesterday. And we talked about that in marriage counseling, because I told my pastor, I said, I feel like, I thought our job was to help each other and to give and to, it seems like when I say things or I try to give loving advice in certain areas, it's not received until she calls somebody else and they say it. And then she's like, A, B, C, and D. Like I was telling her, there was a situation where one of her daughters, and she's going to be getting a certain amount of money for her. So, she's like, oh, well, I'm going to give her A, B, C, and D every month. And I was like, don't know. I said, make her know what it's worth to earn $1.
Right.
What it is to work for it or to achieve, because as long as she's given anything, she's going to feel like the world owes her something. And she was like,
she does nothing for it.
Exactly. So then I guess she talked to her mom later on, and she's like, babe, mom said such and such. So I'm like, well, I just told you that. And it's like, I'd love to always have the mindset, well, at least you got it,
Yeah,
but I want you to get it from me. I haven't been through nothing. Dog, I've been in worse situations than you have. I've been homeless 3 times.
Right.
So I'm not telling you anything out of my kudos and PhD, and I'm telling you this because I've experienced the hurt of life. I've gone through the fire.
How does that leave you, though, as a husband, when you're trying to talk to her, or you guys trying to communicate to each other, but it's just not registering until she goes outside?
It's still a process. It's still a process, and I haven't quite figured that process out yet.
Yeah.
Some days I handle it better than others. But it's still a process, and it's a process that I'm working on, that we're working on. Actually, I don't even think it's us. I think it's just something that I'm working on dealing with. You know, I think this is all preparation for me. The other day I laid in the bed and God really spoke in my ear so plain and simple. He said, this is all preparation. This is all preparation for where I'm taking you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't be effective in a big church setting to hundreds of people if you can't even be effective in your own house to one person. So he's teaching me how to love. I'm not saying that she doesn't have her faults. I'm not saying that, but I'm just trying to be accountable and responsible for me at this point. So I'm just trying to do the work with me, because wherever God takes me, I want to be prepared for it. The thing is I'm learning how to not respond on my emotion. Respond in the act of, this is how I feel right now, so I'm going to throw it out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's more so feel it, learn from it, grow from it, take what it has to offer, and leave the rest. I'm laying in the bed and literally said to myself, you know, deal with this, you deal with that. And we say, you know, I'm going to let this go. And unbeknownst to us, we always pick it right back up.
Yeah.
You know? But I had to say, I have to learn to sacrifice these things. And back in the day, when they sacrificed something, they burnt it. There was no taking it back. You know? So what I'm learning to do is burn and sacrifice these things. Because once I can't reach back and get it. I don't want to reach back in and get it. You know?
What's done is done.
So it's like learning to let it go and letting it be gone. Sometimes I have to really shake my head. Like, no, I'm not going to think about that. No, I'm not going to go back there. Like,
because again, it's all about saving your sanity at the
yes, Lord Jesus.
end of the day. I think, to me, once you learn that this process it's not really a thing to where it has to hurt every time you go through it.
Yes.
Number one. And number two is, if you call them life lessons that you're just learning, it makes it more palatable.
And not just that, but what you speak as well. Like, I've learned to stop calling it growing pains.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be painful.
It's going to be painful.
You know, life and death.
It's not always painful.
Life's beautiful lessons.
It is. I'm telling you, it makes it a lot more palatable. You can digest it a little bit more.
It's all about speaking those things. Because
Yes.
it's like everything you speak is like a boomerang.
Yeah.
It's going to come back. Is this Uncle Charlie?
It is.
It's weird how like certain people just have
That
not even
voice.
his voice, not even his voice,
What
but
is
the
it?
style of his music. This is his kind of music.
Yes.
You know?
You know, I gotta commend Uncle Charlie because he stays in his lane though. What?
Skin tight.
You don't know about skin tightness? It's before you were born.
Do you
And
still
now
have
skin tight riches.
do you still have hope for marriage?
2 hours later.
Is it more so one of those been there, done that, or is it more so I'm comfortable with me, just being with me?
It's not that I'm comfortable. It's not that I'm super comfortable with me and me alone, because I still want the companionship. I still want the relationship. I don't know if I want it to, okay, put it like this.
I don't want it on the paper forever.
Put it like this. If it's gonna be a marriage, I would rather have it to where it's like a partnership more so than a marriage. And not saying that we need to go out and swing, or, you know, you got your thing, I got my thing. Like, I'm talking about in terms of having the same business mind, having the same, you know, entrepreneurial mind. We're going to get this money together and we're going to create this generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank, period. And the sex is great. That's it. That's all I need in my life. That's it.
That's a lot. She said, I want the business and the pleasure. Now, do you think men your age are willing to give that, or do you think they're more so like, dog, I'm tired, I'm done, I just want to sit down and be at home? And
I think the latter. I think they are good, and
want to
all
sit
the
on my couch,
running
watch the
around.
game.
And I'm not about that. And I don't want that. If that's what you're about, then sorry.
Because you're all about a new idea.
Yeah. And
Fresh, let's go somewhere. Let's do
it.
Let's be it. That's me.
Let's execute. Let's go. Got an idea? Let's do it. And I need somebody to say, all right, let's do it.
Yep.
Not let's do it tomorrow. Not, let me think about it. Not let me sleep on it. I don't need none of that. I don't need that. Because if you don't execute it today, you won't execute it tomorrow.
No, I got this.
So, and that's what I want. I want somebody who can not only just like understand the vision, because everybody won't see your vision, but understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And let's work on how to, make it come to fruition.
Like, all right, this is what you want. All right, but let's take notes. How do we achieve this? Yeah,
exactly.
how do we get there? I think that's the hardest part for me. Being married is because I have so many dreams. Like my mind, I want to be a singer. I want to be a preacher. I want to own my own business. I want to do. Not that she doesn't want to do. It's just like she doesn't want to do the work. That's too much.
Yep. That's the problem. You see it, but you don't.
And my whole thing is that there's going to be sleepless nights.
Yeah.
There's going to be days where there's going to be times when you have to sacrifice yourself for your dream. You have to sacrifice I'm not saying that you always have to do it, but there's going to be days, and I'm the type of person, I don't like to live in just complete comfort. I like to have nice things.
Yeah.
I like to enjoy life and all of its pleasures and everything that it has for me. So if I have to work for it, I'm going to go to work.
Mm-hmm. I like to have nice things too, but I don't want to have it to where that's my cap. Like, I got these nice things and I'm done.
Oh, yes.
I don't want that. I don't want to be that comfortable. I never want to be that comfortable. Because, that's not what life, to me, in my opinion, IMO, that's not what life's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Life's all about exploring and learning new things. Constantly. Not getting to a point in your life and say,
complacent.
And you're complacent. Now we can just sit down and watch TV until you die.
Yes.
That's not life to me.
And gain weight.
And get right.
You took your meds?
All of them. your blood pressure meds, your diabetes.
Walk into the corner and then walk back in the house.
Now you're walking with a cane. Now, it's like, that's not life to me.
Rubbing Bengay on each other's backs.
That's sexy. That's real sexy.
Damn.
Look at
But it's all about balance as well,
yeah, nobody said we have to constantly, be out and on our grind. There are going to be times where you have a vacation.
Yeah.
But don't let your life be that one big vacation.
Yeah.
That's all. Like, man, let's get out. There are new things out there. There are places outside of, New Brunswick. There are places outside of Newark, Virginia.
The other day I sat and I thought, like, if I constantly just did for my kids and did not teach them, my mind went through this whole phase. Okay. How would they turn out?
What could possibly happen? That's 50-50 too.
It's like, what if I never taught them anything and I just did?
Right.
Am I really equipping them for life?
You're not.
Then they get out there and they're expecting what I give.
And they expect
from the rest of the world.
Exactly. They're expecting everybody to give that.
And it's like, I haven't equipped you. I haven't trained you.
Nope.
Even if you don't like what I'm teaching you, even if you never do it again, at least I gave it to you.
At least you gave it. At least they.
Well, Bishop always said, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Not have it.
I'd rather than be like, my daddy taught me this. Damn it.
Yep.
But my daddy taught me this.
Yep.
I know what to do. I don't want to do it. Doesn't feel good. Right. But I know how to get through this process.
category, I'm listening to this song, is best cheat song. And I was thinking, Secret Love.
Yeah.
Oh, look. It's morning.
What is going on between these sheets?
Yes!
Baby, wait, let me explain before you start to lose it. I'm about to have a fit. Oh, it's about to be. So that is a good cheat song.
Yes.
No, I don't think so. Shut up. Don't you see two men are talking, but thought I told your ass to get to walking. Now I think y'all better leave this place, 'cause I'm about to catch a case. So contagious.
Are they apartments? They are
apartments.
Luxury apartments.
That's why all these deer is running out in the streets now.
Yes. Thank you. Apartments. And killing deer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dinner.
You know you're wrong for that.
Hey, it's better than the meat at the chicken and the shop right.
Where it come from.
At least you know it ain't all pumped up and shot up with steroids and testosterone.
This is organic. You can't get no more organic than this.
Where you get that from? 287?
287.
Yes. And I got it for free. But we gotta fix the bumper.
Call the insurance.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
But I think you guys are gonna get it together.
We will. Whatever it is, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. I look at, you wanna know why? Because I look at like my mom and dad, they don't have the best friendship, but they can still deal with each other. Look, just seeing how you were talking about today in the elevator. Mm-hmm. Oh, I bought my ex-husband a pair of socks and I was looking for a shirt for him.
Yeah.
It's like those things in my head is like,
you can get there.
Not saying that that's what I want.
Exactly.
Not saying that that's what I want.
But should it happen, that it can be rectified. It can be to where you guys can be civil.
I look at married couples that have been married for 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
And the husband sleeps in one room and the wife sleeps in another room, and nobody touches each other, and nobody goes on dates. Nobody even communicates about how bills are getting paid, and it's like, I don't want that just to say that I'm married, and I it's like I've made it. No, you've suffered through marriage.
Pretty much.
I don't want it. God, that is not what God designed for us.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. It's like people, but God won't put more in you can bear. But sometimes we do, and it's you have to live your own life. That's one thing that I realized. I went to marriage counseling, and our marriage counselor was telling us, well, such and such, and you gotta deal, and you gotta go through, and and I'm like, well, what about the violent parts, and what about this, and the Lord, and the Lord, and the first thing I said was, but did you stay in your first marriage?
That part.
So you telling me to stay around, but you left the situation for you. You feel me? So it's like, at the end of the day, I hear what you're saying, and I take what I can get out of it.
Yeah.
I take the nuggets. Bishop always said, eat the meat, spit out the bone. Spit out the bone. So I take what I can get from it, but at the end of the day, you don't have to go home with me. You don't have to live my life. Mm-hmm. I have to do what is best for me.
Tell me that I'm doing wrong, dude. No one can tell me that I'm doing. I think that's why, as you get older, though, I get it. You don't want the headache. You don't want the drama. You don't want all that. But to be married and have that kind of separation, you might as well be by yourself.
You might as well. You already by yourself.
You by yourself.
You already by yourself.
You just got his
ain't nothing but a paper holding you all together.
Barely. And that's ripping.
And not just that, but it's like we try to hold on to facades and images when, everybody knows.
That's the part that
because everybody knows. Nobody really knows how to make it work.
It's people.
And perception. Reality versus perception.
They look so happy together. Yeah. Yeah.
I love you too. Like, know, like, sometimes you have to walk away. And I'm not saying walk away forever.
Nope.
Sometimes you have to walk away for a moment. I had to walk away for a moment.
Just to breathe.
And my walk away for a moment was a wake up call.
Yeah.
You know? If I didn't walk away, like her thing was, it doesn't matter what we go do, you need to sleep next to me every night, you need to be here every night. If I would have stayed, I'd still be...
Somebody would be hurt.
Sometimes
and not physically, we're just talking about, you know, I can cut you with my tongue now.
For real, sometimes you have to walk away and say, listen, you got to do what you need to do, because you breaking me down.
Yeah.
And it take a lot to do that. I can do that by myself, as a matter of fact.
Like, I'm good at that.
What I shine to do
is have you do. I'm good. I don't even believe this is my place. Well, it could be.
She's speaking.
She almost preaching.
I ain't got no offering money now, Jay.
That's right.
You think you found the proper balance with your spirituality and your natural?
Yes. And I love it. I love it.
Do you think you'll ever join a church again?
Nope. But I'm grateful for the experience, though. Because I know church. If I don't know nothing else. But that's the bad part, too. I know church. That's the double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Ooh, I know church. But guess what? I also know church. And my spirituality was greatly hindered by church. So, me and the church, we had a great relationship. 50 years, as a matter of fact. I think I'm good. My divinity and my spirituality has become so much clearer when I started to know that I am a spirit. You know, just in a human
wrapped
form.
Up in some dirt and britches.
Yeah, in human form.
That's what I say. What works for you and what's going to get you to heaven?
Yep.
It's not going to be what works for somebody else, because somebody will hear that and be like, ugh, she ain't going to heaven.
She atheist.
But who are you to even? You ain't got a heaven or hell to even put me in. Nobody knows who you're walking into and meeting and teaching and what you're giving on a day-to-day basis, and that's church.
That's church. Hello.
I am the church, actually.
I am the church.
So I'm taking the church with me everywhere I go. Some people have it all wrapped up to a building, and we get so tired.
Yeah.
We get so tired. We get in these four walls, and we give all of our energy to these four walls, and then we go home and, all right, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep now. But the Bible says he went out into the world. Yep. And don't get me wrong, people in churches are getting saved. People are walking in and getting saved.
And if that's how they get saved, so be it. I mean, that's great. My salvation has not come from the church. It has not. My salvation came when I put church shenanigans aside.
And I actually were dealt with spirituality.
Yeah.
And relationship.
Because
we get so wrapped up in auxiliaries and music, and I gotta do this, and and did you see such and such? And when you forget about all the extra things,
because it becomes a job. It literally becomes a job.
And you forget about what it's actually about.
What it's about. I can't get saved because I got to go and get a black shirt.
I look at how many times I've walked into a church and then left. Like,
you have shouted yourself to sleep.
And the people in your house is going crazy, and you got no salvation to give.
You have no salvation to give.
Looking at them, disgusted by them.
Yep.
But
you can judge now.
But won't preach to them.
Yep.
Won't teach them.
Oh, no.
Won't live it.
You can't leave by
But live it in the four walls. And some of them really terrible at even doing that.
Said I'm loving you every day. Don't you love me without a limit? Amen. I think she's a good singer or a good entertainer.
Entertainer.
Absolutely.
Entertainer. The people in the back. Entertainer. I've learned that life is about also learning to, instead of hating those moments in the process where things are hard, teaching yourself to be comfortable and not so much happy, but to be content in them. Because you know, sometimes we dwell and, oh, I'm going through this, and it festers in our mind. And we may not say it, but in here, we're losing the battle. And it's about keep shaking it off.
Yeah.
You know? Like, nope, I'm not gonna let that thought even the comfort in. That's where I got am. That was my nasty night when I got married. We did it like 15 times.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because we was waiting. We had waited a little. I mean, we ain't wait the whole time. Had to test the water.
Got it.
But then we waited.
For how long?
We did what, 2.5, 3 weeks? And that's a long time. When you lay next to somebody every night.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is like therapy all by itself for me.
Well,
that's why when you be calling, I'm like, I'm coming. Because it's there. Because I don't have. There's not many people that you could find this with.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, there's people that you could talk to, and there's people that you could, but there's not somebody always that you could find the medium. They always help you find the medium, you know?
Yes.
Some people are just like here or here.
Yeah, nobody wants you here.
No, yeah. Like, you ain't got to be up and all the way down. Be complacent.
Be complacent.
You know, because you gonna always, there's going to be moments here and there's going to be moments here, you know?
And that's
the balance.
That's the balance, and that's working that process. That up here and this down here is the process.
And that's what people live for. They live to always be up
Yes.
here. And once they can't be up here,
Yes.
boom, I'm all the way down here.
Yes. I like to have these because, you know, when we talk, we get those aha moments.
Yes.
Like,
Even if we're not even trying to.
It finds its way there.
Yes.
Like, that part.
Working the process.
That's working the process. And that's loving the process. That's appreciating the process.
Appreciating the process. Learning to dance in the rain.